Hello and welcome back, or for those of you that have never seen me before, hello, I'm Jess and I'm the owner of So Much More, which is a small dressmaking fabric shop based in Tavistock, Devon. Now, welcome to part 2 of our epic fabric delivery. If you haven't seen part 1, then go back to last week's video where you can watch part 1, and that was me showing you the first half of the fabric delivery. And it's not going to take a genius to work out what part 2 is going to be about, and it's all the fabrics that I haven't yet shown you. I'm hoping to squeeze them all into this video, but it might be that I won't be able to fit them in and that there'll be a part 3. But who knows? We're just going to see how this goes. So I'm not going to waffle on too much at this beginning bit. I'm just going to crack straight on and start showing you the fabrics. The first one that I'm going to show you is one of my absolute favourites. I love it. I think it's so different. It's really, really unique. Look at that. So this is the ecru cable cotton. So if I bring that up, you can see it's got this like textured cable style design on it. I absolutely love it. It's, like I said, I just think it's so unique. So it's 100% cotton. I'm just gonna bring it up. It's quite weighty. I just want to show you, the texture of it, because I think that's what makes this so different. So it's got this, and this is actually 3D. It's not like printed on there. It is this 3D textured cable knit style. Can you see that? That sort of like zigzag. Don't know if that's showing up. I think it is. This like zigzag cable style. Really nice, but yeah, it's 100% cotton, which means it's got no stretch to it. It is pretty well, it's a woven fabric, no elastane to it at all, which I think may be throwing some people of like, oh, what can you make with it? But I actually think it would look really cool as something like what I'm wearing. Not that I made this at all, but if you got some ribbing, some cream ribbing for around the neckline, you could make jumpers and sweatshirts and that kind of thing. It's I don't know how to describe what it feels like. It's not like a super soft, super cozy type. It's more how do I describe this? You know like a rugby shirt, that style, that feel of a cotton kind of feels a bit like that. So it's really quite thick, which I think is really nice. But yeah, just let me know what would you make with this, because I think, some kind of jumper, maybe even like a hoodie. I know it's not going to be a particularly cozy style, but I still think it would work. But what would you make with this kind of thing? I mean, I can also see like homeware pieces, so like cushions in this would look really quite cool. So yeah, 100% cotton, 145 centimeters wide, and this one is only £12 per metre. So sticking with the cottons for a minute, I've had a few other cottons come in. So 2 of these are brushed cottons. Now, you wouldn't think it, but brushed cotton is actually really hard to get. Well, at least I find it really hard to get at wholesale. And I get asked a lot for brushed cotton, especially by customers that are coming into the shop. 9 times out of 10, people want like either flannel or brushed cottons. But like I said, they're really, really hard to get. So when I see them, I get them pretty much regardless. I mean, unless they're really ugly. But I will always get what I can with brushed cottons because, like I said, they're really hard to get, which you wouldn't think. But this one here I love. So this is a floral one. So this one is called Wild Flowers. It's this black background with all these tiny little ditzy wild flowers all over it. I just think the colours on this are really, really nice. So you've got pinks, blues, yellows, whites. It's a full like multicoloured design. I just love it. Now it's a really wide fabric, which you can see there. So it's 150 centimeters wide and 100% cotton. I will just show you kind of how it moves. It's not super drapey or anything like that. It is reasonably structured, reasonably heavy. It's kind of like a medium weight. These ones are £10 per metre, so not super pricey or anything like that. But I don't know if I bring it up, if it's going to kind of show you the soft texture. I don't think it is it? You're just going to have to believe me when I say that they are super, super soft. So yeah, that's the Wildflowers brushed cotton. And then I have had another brushed cotton, and this one is not floral. This is a tartan. So it's quite a traditional style of brushed cotton. Apart from the colour, I wouldn't say the colour is particularly traditional, but I loved this. So this is like the soft orange tartan brushed cotton. Now I would say that on camera it's not coming up completely true. I think on camera it's looking a little bit paler than it is in real life. It's like a soft burnt orange is the only way to describe it, but it's not quite as pastel-y as that. It's got a bit of a deeper colour in real life. And then these tartan checks, this is like a turquoise blue and some grey running through it. I thought the colouring was just quite different. I'll step back with this so you can see, but again, it's 150 centimetres wide. I would say this one is slightly lighter in weight. I think you can see it just moves a little bit more. I mean, it's still pretty structured, but it does move a little bit more. I'll bring this one up because you might be able to see the kind of softness to it no, I don't think that's really showing, is it? Again, you're just gonna have to trust me when I tell you they're super soft. So they're the two brushed cottons, and then the third cotton that I've got in this little pile is one that is super, super traditional, and I get asked for this style of print every year, every Christmas, so I've got it. This is the red tartan. It is just classic, isn't it? Like classic, traditional Christmas. I'm going to say pajamas, but it's not just pajamas. You could do dresses in this as well. I've seen dresses made out of this, and it does look really cool. It's just that really traditional red tartan. It's 100% cotton. Again, it's that wide width. So it's 150 centimetres wide. Pretty structured. There's not loads of movement to it. It would work really well if you like gathered this up. Work really well for pajamas. This is what I think it screams to be made into. So you could do like your whole family matching pajamas out of this, and it's only £10 a metre. But this one isn't a brushed cotton, so I just want to make that clear. It's not got that really soft finish on it. Not that it's a harsh fabric, but a brushed cotton has got this like almost fluffy softness to it. This one doesn't, but the previous two I just showed you does. But all three of these are £10 per metre. And then I've got a viscose that has been really popular this week. I'd say actually it's probably been the most popular out of all the fabrics that arrived. So this is called Abstract Art. It is a really unique print. So it's a black background, and then it's got this abstract multicoloured design all over it that, to be honest, you're only really able to see when I show you it kind of out and further away. Look at that. Look how different that is as just an overall print. I think it's really cool. I mean, I guess it's not going to be for everybody, but for those of you that like something different and maybe you want to stay away from florals, this I think is a really cool answer. So it's a viscose, 100% viscose, super drapey, like you can see there, really swishy, so it make amazing dresses, that kind of thing. I think you want to do something that really lets the fabric do the talking, so you don't want anything too, I don't know, complex, I guess, and the more simple the design the better. So I think something like the Tilly and the Buttons Indigo would work really, really well, where you've got like the plain bodice and then you've just got a gathered skirt, no kind of frills and whistles, and you just kind of let the fabric do the talking. I just think it's quite cool. So this one, like I said, 100% viscose, but it's only £4 per metre, so it is a really, really affordable design. We've also had in some linen fabrics. Now, I know some people think linen is just for summer, but I'm here to argue that it's not, and that it can actually be worn all year round. So these ones here are actually 100% linen. So a lot of our fabrics are viscose-linen. This isn't. This is 100% linen. It is £15 per metre, so it's pretty affordable for 100% linen. But this is the mocha stamped flower design. So it's this like mocha brown, kind of tan coloured background with these, yeah, they look, I think, like stamped floral design all over it. I'm gonna step back with it so that you can see. So this one is 140 centimeters wide. You can see it has got a bit of movement, a bit of drape to it, but it's also reasonably weighty. So yeah, like a medium weight. So that's the mocha one. But then I've also got it, it's exactly the same, just a different colorway. And this is the cream, which I really like. I can't actually decide which one I like the best. So cream background, and then it's sort of the same like stamped flower design in the same colouring. I'm going to try and put them next to each other just so that you can see how well they go together. Look at that, they're like the perfect sisters, I guess, aren't they? So these are the 100% linen stamped floral designs. And I think I said this a minute ago, but I can't remember, just in case. £15 per metre. And then we also had a viscose-linen, which is quite similar in the colouring. So it doesn't match exactly to those two that I just showed you, but it is similar in colouring. And I can't resist a stripe, in all honesty. So this is the sand stripe. I'm just going to check that that is actually what I named it. I can't remember. Yes, it is. This is the sand stripe, and it's a viscose linen. So it's this like sand tan kind of colour. And yeah, same, like the tan, and then like I guess like a beige kind of stripe with a bit of cream, all different textures, which you can kind of see there. I really like this. I thought it was quite unique. I will step back with this one. So this is a viscose linen, which means it is 60% viscose and 40% linen. Hopefully you can see how that is just a bit more drapey than the 100% linens that I just showed you. So it's slightly lighter weight as well, not quite as structured, but there's just a little bit more movement in it, which I think is really nice. So perfect for like wide leg trousers and skirts, that kind of thing, where you want a little bit more movement. So this one is slightly cheaper. So this one is £12.50 per metre. Now, the next one, I think you guys are going to love, at least I hope you do. So this is the embroidery flower cotton denim chambray. I just think it's so cool. So it's like a denim background, like a cotton chambray, so cotton weight, like quite lightweight, not a heavy denim weight, but it's this denim style. But then what makes this one really different is that it's got these embroidered flowers all over it. But this is actually, can you see it's been actually stitched on? So it's not printed on there. This is like a 3D, it's almost like with string, these floral kind of swirly designs. Oh, I just think it's really cool. I think it's a really different print. Let me just undo it a bit so that you can see the overall style of that. Look how cool that is. So quite structured. You can see there's like barely any drape to it, but it's not super heavy. This is still quite a lightweight fabric, light to medium, I'd say. In terms of pattern suggestions, I think for this, can you imagine a pair of trousers? How cool that would look. So something like the Tilly and the Buttons Winnie, I think would look really, really cool in this fabric. So this is 65% cotton with 35% polyester, so it's not 100% cotton, and it is £10 per metre and 140 centimetres wide. Another one that we've had in that is quite unusual, I feel like there's a bit of a theme to this delivery, isn't there? They're all a little bit different, I think, is this one here, which doesn't look like much, does it, when I pull it up? But this is the embossed, hang on, let me check I'm calling it the right thing. Black embossed floral cotton polyester. Can you see that embossed style there? So it's actually raised on the fabric. So it's not a print. This is actually raised above the fabric. And I really like it. I like a plain fabric that's not completely plain. So this is black on black. So for me, it's perfect. And obviously when you step back like this, you can't really see much, can you? Oh no, you can there. You can see that sort of floral design. So this one is 52% polyester, 44% cotton with 4% elastane. So it's a real kind of mix. The elastane isn't something to be particularly concerned about. It's not like a stretchy fabric. This is, I would treat it like a cotton. What I wanted to show you is this. Can you see? So it's not see-through, but you can kind of, it's going to sound really stupid, see through it a little bit. So I don't think you'd necessarily need to line it, but I'd be conscious of kind of, yeah, you'd be able to see like a silhouette beneath it. And I really like that. So it's not, yeah, it's not see-through as in you would desperately need to line it and you absolutely couldn't make anything unless you lined it. It's not like that. But I'd maybe just be conscious of what you're making, because yeah, it is a little bit see-through. So if you were doing a skirt, I'd maybe want to like line your bum area, but I'd maybe leave this so that you could see the silhouette of your legs through it. Does that make sense? Or the same with a top. You might want to line kind of your chest area, but this could look really cool on a sleeve because you can kind of see through it slightly. So yeah, I really liked this. I thought it was a really different kind of design, but like I said, it has got elastane in, but it's just got a little bit of give rather than it being actually like a stretchy fabric. So this one, I'm just going to check, is £10 per metre. So again, super affordable. We've had a few other viscose fabrics come in as well. So this first one I love. So if you're like me, you might not be the biggest fan of floral designs. And funnily enough, floral designs tend to be the majority of designs you can get on fabrics. And me personally, I don't love, florals. It's not something I'd necessarily reach for. So I like more simple, more, maybe basic is the word, but I don't mean that rudely. I just like simple designs. So I love this. So this is called Rainfall. It's a navy background, and then it's got these like, I'm trying to work out what colour they are. I think they're a pale blue rather than white. These dashes running down, which I think looks like rain, hence the name Rainfall. It's 140 centimetres wide, 100% viscose, so it's got that drape that you'd expect. Hang on, let me just lift it a bit higher for you. It's got that drape and movement that you'd expect. So perfect for all sorts of dresses and blouses. I think something like the Tilly and the Buttons Marnie, sorry, the Marnie would look really cool in this, because I think the Marnie is one of them designs that's quite feminine. And for me, it would be too much in a floral. But in something like this, where it's not too feminine of a print, I think that pairing that with a feminine pattern, if that makes sense, I think for me, that's my taste. I know it's not everybody's, but I really like that one. Then next, another viscose. Now this is a floral viscose. So this one is called Midnight Bloom, and it's this navy background, and then it's got this like magenta. This here is a magenta pink, and then this is a cream with these like, are they magnolias? I'm renowned for being really bad for naming types of flowers. I don't know. I feel like someone told me these were magnolias, but I've not fact checked that, so could be wrong. Anyway, I think it's quite again a nice, like, unique print. So it's exactly the same, super drapey, like you'd expect. It would gather up really nice, and this one actually feels a little bit silky, a little bit satiny, which is really nice. And then the final viscose that I have to show you is actually one that we've had in before in multiple different colours, but this is a new colourway that they've released, and I just think it's a classic. I feel like you can't not like it. Do you know what I mean? This is the khaki tiny leaves. So this tiny leaf design, like I said, we've had in many colours, but they've just brought out this really nice khaki green, which I think is perfect for autumn. Khaki green with like brown chunky boots. You could do skirts, so something like the Tilly and the Buttons Luella skirt I think would look so good with this. Yeah, this with chunky brown boots or brown tights, that kind of vibe, if you know what I mean. So yeah, they're the three new, well, not the only three, but the three that I'm showing you now, the new viscoses, and they are all 140 centimetres wide and all £8 per metre. We've also had in these really cool embroidered cotton lawns. So I'm just going to bring it up so you can see it's like these kind of like leaves embroidered. Can you see that? So it is white on white. So I've also got this in cream. I'll just show you that one, but probably not going to look an awful lot different. This is the cream one. So let's put them next to each other. Might help. Oh, I don't know if that's really showing up, is it? This is the white, this one here, and this is the cream. But it's a cream, but it's kind of like an off-white cream. It is quite close. So yeah, in case you don't like a bright white, there is the cream, which is like a bit softer. Anyway, like I said, this is a cotton lawn, but it's this embroidered design all over it, and I just love it. I think it's elegant, like a really classic, elegant design. It's 100% cotton, and you can see it's actually relatively lightweight. It has got some movement to it. It's not super rigid and super structured. I just really like it. I just think it's like a classic. You could dress it up, you could dress it down. I think this would look really good as the Friday Pattern Company sagebrush. I think that would look so cool. Or the one that I made a few weeks ago, which was the by the Matchy Sewing Club, and it was called the Champagne Top, I think. I'll put a picture of it on the screen, but I think that would look really cool. Yeah, I just love these ones. So these ones are 140 centimetres wide and £12 per metre. Okay, so I am going to stop there. I am pretty sure that is all of them that have arrived, but I may have missed one here or there because, to be totally honest, can't remember which ones I showed last week. So hopefully I haven't repeated any of them. I should have written it down, but I'm not that organised. I'm a little bit chaotic, and we're figuring it out as we go. So yeah, like I said, hopefully I've not repeated any of the ones that I showed you last week, but I think I have now covered all of the ones that have arrived. So I hope you like them. I hope you liked this video. Let me know which ones your favourites are and what you'd make with them, because I feel like in this week's video there are a few fabrics that they are really different, and some people I think might struggle to think of what to make with them. So leave a comment of which fabrics and what you'd make, because I feel like it'll help other people that might be looking at the comments thinking, oh, what could I make with this fabric? Let's yeah, put them in the comments and share your ideas. I also like knowing what you guys would make, because our brains all work differently, don't they? Our creativity kind of, everyone's is different. So I like knowing what you envision the fabrics to be as well. So anyway, like I said, I hope you like them. They're all available up on the website now, and I will see you all again in next week's video. Thanks for watching. Bye.